Good morning and welcome to Sunday Beautiful Morning in Mijas Pueblo. Welcome to Matt Bayeski YouTube channel. Welcome to your little bit of space, little bit of peace, little bit of tranquility. I know a lot of you enjoy these videos because, you know, it just takes you away from the mundane moments of life where we just eat, drink, sleep and work. And sometimes it's nice to just get away from it all and to see things in a little bit of a different perspective. That, you know, it's kind of like a little medication every day for all of us, and we all need that. Ultimately, peace and stillness is the answer, but it's very difficult, you know. Funnily enough, just by saying that brought back a memory. It was really funny. It just shows how conditioned we all are. Okay, so picture this. I was in Sweden and I was doing, I think, 7 days in Sweden with somebody who took me around, and I was doing my work. And one day this girl said to me, who was with, well, her name's Jessica. Jessica said, we're going to meet this lady who's allowing us to use her big room to do this ritual in. I was doing a ritual in a couple of days' time. And I said, that's really nice, thanks. So she's very famous, she's world famous, she's, you know, a world designer and all. I went, oh, okay, right, that's really nice for us to let her use a studio. And we got to this home, and it was quite bizarre because when the door opened, the lady said, I'm not really in the mood to talk. Is it okay if we just have our soup in silence? And I thought for a moment, and my head thought, does this mean that she doesn't want to talk to me? Does this mean that she's not happy that we're here? Does this mean, and you know how your head starts to think all these things, okay? And then my heart said, stop, stop, stop. So I stopped. And I looked in her eyes and she looked in mine, and we both smiled at each other. And she opened the door and we went through. We sat down on the seats. She went to the kitchen section, took the bowls, put them in front of us with no words being said, put the soup into the bowls, sat down, and we began to eat. But I noticed she was doing the same thing as me, which was, I call it a blessing of the food, to say thank you. I do it often, but I never sort of say anything. In fact, the only time I do it is when we're at the retreats. We really share that moment and show people how to actually taste the food, because most of us never taste food. Did you know that? We're too busy eating it, and we don't realise that every single thing on that plate, when it's real food, is actually a gift that is healing a certain part of our body. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll go back to where I was. So I bless my food, put good energy into it. It's called blessing or good energy, whatever you say. And I'm saying thank you for the food because I'm about to digest it. So Jessica's there, this wonderful lady's there, and we start to eat. So now my mind's saying, okay, what's going on? What's happening here? My mind's trying to fill in the void, the hole, the gap. You know, your mind's saying there's a hole, there's a gap. And this was so interesting, guys. It was so interesting because for the first time in my life, it's never happened before. This was years ago. It never happened before that I was asked to sit down in silence and eat. So my mind was so conditioned that I was thinking there's something wrong with me. I should be speaking. All these thoughts and feelings and fears and worries, okay? And at that moment, I burst into laughter. I actually burst into laughter, right? And I stopped myself, right? And what they must have thought, I don't know, because when you burst into laughter, it's maybe they may have thought that I was taking the mick out of everybody and having a laugh and thinking this is ridiculous. But I burst into laughter for a real simple reason. My awakening happened at that very moment with silence. I realised that this silly, stupid thing that always tries to come up with answers to everything, for the first time had no answer at all. So it was scrambling around and running around for answers. And of course it couldn't give me an answer, because this is a computer. This is a digestion of information that then processes it, and then when you're in a certain circumstance, you run back in there and you try and find a thought or a memory or a computer chip that says this is the reason why. This is why I always say to you, don't ever go to your mind when you're trying to find resolution for emotional state and issues. You can't find anything there. So you know what I did when I finished laughing? I realized that that laugh was because I was really trying to find anything in my mind to find some sort of balance, some sort of understanding, some sort of acceptance, and it couldn't be. So that's when I burst into laughter, and then all of a sudden I closed my eyes, I breathed, and I then went into my heart. It's the only place you can go, the only place, because your heart knows everything. And as soon as I shut off my beautiful mind, because it is beautiful, just because I do that, it's only a recognition of what I know I shouldn't be doing. Stop this, Mark, stop. And it's the only way. I'm like a donkey. You have to, you've really got to shake me for me to understand certain things. But once I get it, I get it. So I got it. I got it now. So I'm in the heart, and all of a sudden, oh my God. I ate my soup in stillness and peace. It tasted amazing. I felt my body feeling amazing. I felt more than I've ever felt when I've eaten any meal in my life. It was the nicest soup and bread that I've ever had. It was the most best meal in my life, honestly. You see, it is so interesting that we try and find things to fill in the gaps and the silence and the moments when stillness is so needed and is so important. And how many times do I say to myself and you, we've got it all back to front. Everything's the wrong way around. We are so trying to fill in our day with this and that and have to do this. And if you don't, oh my God, I'm not doing anything today. What do I do with my day? What should I be doing? I need to fill it in. Oh, I better clean. I better do this. I better think about something. And when all along the world around us, this magical world tries to stop us by showing us signs and giving us these moments to find our stillness. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you think about this, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your best friend who moved into the light back home are trying to help you find your stillness? And every time they find you a perfect moment, like my moment, to have soup when a lady says, is it okay if we eat in silence? That was my moment to realize that it is only the stillness that gives us peace, happiness, health, and well-being. You can eat as healthy as you want. You can run 1,000 miles. But if you do not have inner peace in a spiritual manner in yourself, spiritual meaning you. Who am I? Why am I here? You can only ever understand those questions when you find your stillness. Why do you think the Buddha sat under a tree for 15 years? Why do you think all the sages go into stillness and peace, into kibbutz and wherever they need to go to find their solitude, their peace, their stillness? Why do you think people like the Beatles ran off and tried to find a guru? Because they realize all the fame, all the wealth, all the money doesn't buy you anything. It only fills in these gaps and these voids because you think that's what life's about, because we've been conditioned to believe that life is about doing this, doing that, get up, move, do this, shut up, that, what, now this, what you doing next? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Oh, but you bum. What, he's not getting up, he's not doing it. What a lazy so-and-so, he doesn't have a life. You know what? We've got it the wrong way around completely. When people say to me, I say, where's so-and-so? Oh, they've gone off to do a retreat in silence for 2 weeks. Wow, that's power. Have you ever tried to go to a retreat, a silent retreat for 2 weeks, meaning you don't speak for 2 weeks? When I get to Bali and I live there, I'm going to start doing some of those retreats. I'm going to start to make some retreats in silence, because I am telling you, if you want to know who you truly are, then don't say a thing for 2 weeks and I'll show you who you are. I'll show you your fears. I'll show you your strengths. I'll show you all those weaknesses. And once you recognize them, there's a chance for you to become stronger than them. It has to start by the recognition of everything we do, all our actions, and all the things that we completely miss because we're so busy filling in the day with nonsense. Oh, Mark, I have to clean, I have to do this, I have to do it. Yeah, you can. Who said? I didn't say don't clean, but I said clean with happiness and love. When you clean, make it meditation. When you eat, make it meditation. When you're at work, make it meditation. It is your choice to change your life and the way you see things in the way you want them to be. So you can live in chaos or you can live in your heart. The day we all live and work in our heart is the day we conquer our life. And then we really truly see all our signs. I'm not so sure if this helped in any way today, guys, but it's kind of like something that I feel is so important now for us all. We've moved on to a new level, and that level is stillness and inner peace. How did you just react? Were you confused? Did you close your eyes with me and feel the peace? Did you find your stillness? It's good to look and see how you feel and react at any given moment. From my heart to yours, have a beautiful day, guys. I love you all. Food for thought.